Well, today we're going to finish the Spirit Temple, and we're doing it in unconventional ways. This is a continuation of cheesing the Spirit Temple. We got a comment from one of y'all that said we should do the Spirit Temple, and then we were like, do the Spirit Temple? How about we do it in a way that is better and faster and more efficient?
Yeah, and we'll teach y'all how to do it that way too, so you don't have to struggle through the long way.
So check this out. This is actually one of the best cheeses right away. Don't ride Minoru around.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so slow.
She's quite slow.
But when you run, she'll catch up to you.
Yeah, and she doesn't have her own, like, battery or stamina or whatever. She just got infinite ability to...
stop at every one of these things, and you gotta talk to them and learn how to attach things to it. Get out of Yunobo!
Seriously. Turn Yunobo off.
He's useful, though.
No, he's
Actually,
useless.
I don't know if you do need to do that.
Well, I guess we'll see. In gaming news, non-Tears of the Kingdom related, because we like Shovel Knight so much, they recently had a 10-year anniversary stream
of Shovel Knight,
and and they've got announcements, and there's a Shovel Knight mainline new game coming, and they said that will bring Shovel Knight to a new dimension.
What?
So Shovel Knight 3D. There's also a deluxe version coming out where you can play as, anyone. Like, you can play as, Winter Knight or Mona or the Enchantress. Like, any of the bosses, I think you can play as, and most of the NPCs. I hope you can play as Hat Man.
Oh, I love Hat Man. Hat Knight?
But,
whatever his name is?
Or, yeah, well, I don't think he's a knight. I think he's Hat Man.
Right. Minoru's getting beat up over there. Come on.
Can she get defeated? Oh, she does. No.
No, she can't get defeated, but...
Yeah, I didn't like how slow Minoru was and is. I don't like that. I currently don't like how slow she is. And I also don't like that the durability on her stuff wears down the same.
Yeah, there's...
It's like, well, what's even the point of, I can hold all the same stuff she can hold. I mean, you could walk across gloom with her, I guess.
Right, that's kind of one of the only benefits.
And you can fuse cannons to her arm instead of to a shield, and the arm doesn't wear out, but the shield could. So it's stuff like that.
There's kind of really only one spot where it makes sense to... Oh, shoot.
And is that the boss battle?
Well, the boss battle, and there's a spot coming up where there are Horriblins. I can never remember how to dismount on this thing. She is useful for getting yourself some free bullet time.
Oh, right, because you can mount and then jump out and enter bullet time. It is a handy-dandy little trick. And we're all about handy-dandy little tricks here in the basement. Tears of the Kingdom is a fun game, but when you play it and play it and play it, you start looking for efficiencies.
Oh, yeah.
And we found some. And we're not greedy. We're willing to share. Glad you're surfing on that instead of badly damaged sand seal statue pot lid.
Yeah, that wouldn't work even a little bit.
Yeah, and then it would break and we wouldn't have it anymore. We've had that since episode 3 or something.
It's an important piece of technology.
It's an important piece of basement lore. Hey, thanks, whoever hit you. Is that Riju? Maybe we should get all 20 sages' wills so that our dopey sages can do slightly more damage when they every once in a while decide to actually hit something.
Oh, hey, Minoru arrived. Attaching a proper weapon will enable to attack from a distance. So this is where you want to put the cannon on.
Was this rushed? This temple, you think?
I don't know.
They have an idea for another temple. Like, what if there's a surprise temple? Oh, great idea. I mean, because they spent like a year polishing this game, but it feels a little clunky.
No, this temple feels like probably the most interesting out of all of them. The whole having to do the different Zonite challenges. I don't know, to get the parts,
Yeah.
Ooh, I want that boomerang though. That's cool. It's a cool weapon. I wonder what we can drop here. Ooh, got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, well, I've been working hard getting good stuff. Picked up the wrong one.
Who's hitting me? Oh,
That guy.
thank you.
Thanks, Yunobo.
Finally.
It's hard to tell who's hitting you when you've got 900.
A million things around
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Okay. Cannon. Right
Look
hand.
at those wiggly arms. Would you get a fuse?
So it's not so much the bats that are the problem, it's the horriblins that are up here. But
You can just shoot them.
you can just kind of shoot them down. This does make this part a little bit faster.
There's not a lot of arch to those. Not a lot of arc to those cannonballs.
Yes, but you can also,
I think I just avoided them, and they never like came for me.
yeah, because all you gotta do really is get to this light root.
Sneaka, sneaka, sneaka. Just sneak around.
Yep, and if you just walk around, Minoru will follow you.
It's so dark in the depths. I forget because in my main file I have every light route, and so the whole thing is just lit up.
Yeah,
It's like you could never go back to the dark depths unless you start another
start
file.
all over
Yeah,
again.
Yeah. Fortunately, we do that quite often.
I mean, it would be fun to do a playthrough of the game where you can't see, but it's not fun to watch that if
Right.
you're going to record it, for
Right.
example. I'm going to eat something here.
You might as well just make a podcast and hand someone a black piece of construction paper to look at while they listen.
And then pretend that you're doing things like, oh, that was hard,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Whoa!
So this guy, you could just skip him.
Why would you though? Hinox guts. Good for
Yeah.
upgrading your armor.
No, not really.
No.
What armor?
Dude, I've upgraded armor. We should, you know what? Hey, comment below if you think this is a good idea. Ted and Peter compare and contrast their main Tears of the Kingdom save files, their personal files.
Ooh.
Who has more what? Not as like a competition, although that could be friendly and fun.
This is the problem that
Or
I
like
had
the
with
heroes
this
paths. What if we both reset our heroes paths and then like pressed the button to walk through it
Oh,
at the same time?
that would be
You know,
cool
and
to
then like
see.
split screen. That sounds like a bit of work, but it would
That
be
would
fun to
actually
see.
be very fun to see.
Yeah.
This also, these rocks, the idea is to get you to try to like break all this stuff.
Yeah. And that's what I did the first time I played through. I was like, well, I'm going to shoot all this with the cannon. And then the cannon stopped working.
And then you're trying to bash it and stuff. It's like, wait a minute, I can just.
Yeah. And then I got Yunobo out and I was having him. But, you know, his cooldown takes a long time.
This is sort of worth it here.
Yeah, it's never. These have always disappointed me. I thought there'd be a bunch. But it's just it's like the equivalent of like 4 little deposits. Yeah, like you could break stuff and not get anything. Oh boy. What'd we get? 2? And
Yeah,
a-
that
and
is
one
really, really
large.
sad. With that much of a big giant lump, you'd think there'd be more.
Right.
Yeah, there are better ways to get Zonite than this. You don't want to break your big Goron sword in the process.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, 3. I
like
just
going-
like
I like-
crushed a mountain.
Like go to the swirl for Zonite. You know the swirl on the east side of the map. Where
Where are you,
you get the Zelda
Minoru?
tier and the overworld.
Well, I never had an issue with Minoru getting. Oh, there. See, she like glorps to you, so you can just skip all that stuff.
Yeah, just like the other guys hop into your ring, except for Tulin.
Okay, I'll just put a rocket on one of these.
Yeah, easy as pie. Yeah, no, this took me way too long the first time because I was like, okay, I gotta put a rocket on Minoru, and then just took
There she
sticking
is.
forever.
Hello? I'm stuck. Here, let me help you. It's like a dog. You take a dog for a walk and he wraps the cable around his
Oh, I was gonna say
tree.
dogs can usually find their ways out of corners, but yeah, no, not if they're leashed up.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Same with rabbits, I've found. My wife has a leash for the pet rabbit. And she brings her outside. It's just like 2 leashes, and she lets
That's
her run around
really
in the yard.
Cute.
But
A
eventually
little
she
rabbit
like
on a leash.
winds her way through a couple of trees and gets stuck and is like, we gotta go let her out. Spirit
Made it
Temple.
to the Spirit Temple.
The vessel of spirit's resting place. What spirit?
Minoru's spirit.
So there, is supposed to be an apostrophe there, like they're actually, like they put.
I guess so.
Typo in a Zelda game would be unfortunate.
With all that polish they do to make it so we can't have fun.
Right.
They better at least have good grammar.
I mean, we have plenty of fun, but we can't have fun they don't want us to have. Not
That's
as much.
true.
Not as much as if they put less
We will be
polish
the
on it.
arbiters of fun. You will not. Although, I mean, this game is a testament to them moving a little bit more in that direction, giving us like machines that you can goof around with.
Yeah, and bringing back the Koroks, even though we were mean to them in the first game by dropping a rock on their head every chance we got.
Yeah, I wonder if Nintendo's ever going to try to make a game that is like meant to be like a sandbox for multiple players. Like they still have not created a game like that.
Yeah.
They have multiplayer games, but none of them are sandboxy at all.
They're probably... Yeah. That's a good question. Because that does seem to be kind of... runs contrary to their...
They don't like unarbited fun.
Right.
Uncontrolled fun.
Right.
Okay, there is a way to beat Minoru's construct, like the whatever construct, the tainted,
Seized construct?
Seized, thank you. There's a way to beat this without Minoru, but it is very hard here to do that because of all the
gloom on the floor.
So we're not going to be doing that today. No, sir.
It's funny how some of the boss battles are like harder not at the end. You know, they're harder at the end or they're easier at the end.
Yeah.
And like this one's a little easier, but not if you don't have the construct and you don't know what to do.
Let's see what's down in that hole.
Yeah. Can we get down there?
No. It's a cutscene hole. It means it's
That
not.
construct! I made it long ago.
You made that construct?
But the glow
It's like Dr. Light.
must be under the control of something
And
more.
the
Oh
Robot
my gosh,
Masters.
yeah. Dr. Wily got to it. Ganon is Dr. Wily.
King has turned my creation
And Dr.
into
Wily
a
is
foe. We
Einstein.
must defeat it.
It's true.
We can do this
Because
together.
Japan
Dr.
doesn't
Light.
like atomic bombs.
It's true. And Dr. Light is who?
Oh, I don't know. Karl Marx?
Construct.
They weren't communists back then, were they?
I don't know. He's more of a social... technically a Marxist. Oh, that's why they called it that. All right, so what's the... is there any cheese in this battle?
Other than just use the things that are given you.
Right.
Forget how to use the guard.
I mean, you
did use it.
Oh yeah, you can freeze the construct, and it makes it susceptible to, if you like hit it with the right kind of weapon the right way, it slides back into the electrified fence.
Right.
Yunobo can be helpful too. I would think that would be the way to do region lock run if you were in the region where Yunobo's at, like Death Mountain.
Maybe we can make use
Oh, yeah.
Get freeze fruit somehow.
Might be hard to do
Yeah, it
in the
might be
Elden
tough
region.
to do. Maybe in the Sky Islands above the Elden region. I don't know. Whoop. Don't die.
Try not to.
Well, you could eat a meal. Because you're getting one-shotted and then using a fairy.
It's true. I should eat a meal. Because that was probably my last fairy, honestly. All right, first thing down. Having a cannon here is really helpful, but it takes so long to shoot a bullet. You got to make sure you got the time.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the teapot bad guy in Skyward Sword.
Oh, yeah! That was such a cool boss battle and a cool dungeon. What are the dungeons going to be like in the next Zelda game?
Be careful.
Good, I hope.
Existent, I hope.
Yeah. Well, they're certainly more existent in this game than they were in Breath of the Wild. Although with only 5 and like 3 or 4 of them not feeling very dungeony. Like the Lightning Temple definitely feels dungeony. And the Fire one does, but it also is like a huge pain to understand. The stupid carts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this one. I don't know. I could see mixed opinions on this one because it's like, did you like the Zonite puzzles?
No one liked the Zonite puzzles. That's not how you say it.
Oh, okay, there you have it. Ted doesn't like the Spirit Temple. He said. He wasn't making a point about pronunciation. Definitely not.
This canon is lasting a very long time, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I don't mind. It lasts the whole boss battle. Because you didn't use it to blow up the 900 rocks that would hardly get you anything. You would have netted like 8 flint and 2 amber.
True.
You blew up all
my
those rocks.
cannon finally broke.
Well, now what are you gonna do?
It was a canon event.
No cannon for Ganon. Block.
The blocking works great to knock her off her rocker.
One nice thing about the construct, too, that you're riding is it seems like it's hard to accidentally activate the sages.
This is true.
Oh no, there's goo!
I've been cheesed!
I'm a goo robot!
Goobots.
Goobots in disguise.
Do you remember GoBots?
Goo formers.
Remember Z-Bots?
Transgoomers.
You were too old for Z-Bots, weren't you?
Transform goo. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember it at all?
Mm.
If you remember Z-Bots, put them in the comments. I had like 5 and I loved them so much.
What were they?
They were like little kind of like action figures that were only like 2.5, 3 inches tall. And they were like little robots. They didn't like transform or anything, but they could stand up on their own. They were like designed in a way that you could actually
Did they move,
up.
like you could move the legs and stuff and arms?
They weren't like usually very fully articulated.
Yeah.
But they were cool because you could like collect a bunch of them, and they were cheaper because they were smaller, and you could like have a whole bunch. It's kind of like Trolls, but for boys.
Oh,
kind
right.
of thing. I mean, I just realized that that's what
I
it
liked
was.
Micro Machines for that. They weren't super cheap, but you'd get, 4 or 5 at a time.
It's true. This is such a cool room
They're just small
to
and
only be
collectible.
used for this. I mean, it's also where the construct actually lives.
Oh, you know what? That statue is the same as the one in the Lightning Temple that we sucked the Korok on and then lit fires on either side of him. And he looked like Indiana
I
Jones.
guess that makes sense because
Is it in all of them where the tears are?
I think it is.
Oh.
I think it's where all the sacred stones.
But the rooms aren't all like this.
secret stones.
But like the altar thing
Why
is.
do they call them secret stones instead of sacred stones?
They do call them sacred stones.
No, they're called secret stones here.
Secret of the sacred stones.
Yeah.
What happens if you have a sacred secret stone?
I will tell you, it's really fun playing Ocarina of Time right now, having just played Tears.
For the first time in 15 years.
Because there's so much borrowed between the two games and similarities,
There are a lot of golden threads running through the Zelda franchise.
but especially between these two games.
Zelda asked me to aid you, Link.
I just wish there would have been a
I
creepy
am the
temple.
Sage of
Like,
Spirit,
there were
and
creepy
one of the
things in
Zelda.
Ocarina of Time, and
Yes.
I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah.
just loving playing it again.
And Wind
The
Waker
Redeads
and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, it's true.
And like I think they went for creepy in the original game and in Link to
I
the
am glad
Past.
As much as they
A
could.
little, right, but just hardware limitations,
Yeah. Ocarina and Majora's Mask
It is because
are
of
the
you
creepiest
that
out
I
of
have
the
recovered my secret
out of the games,
stone.
in my opinion. Twilight Princess had some dark
Originally,
stuff, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like,
It's different.
ooh, I'm not like creeped out, like Dead Hand.
Then to guide
Right.
you to my construct,
What the heck?
Yeah, yeah.
This game's for
I had
kids.
not
No, and
anticipated
Wind
how
Waker even had a
long
couple of
construct.
creepy moments too, but it was so like cartoony in its presentation.
That it sort of didn't.
And
Yeah,
it was
the
sunny and
Redeads
cheerful
were-
overall.
It's true. But yeah, the Redeads were the scariest
Link.
things in
Here.
Dude,
Wind Waker, right? But even those were kind of
right, they're a little doofy compared to like going to the bottom of the well in Ocarina of Time is really
or the first
a
time you see
whole
them
thing.
going to get the sun song.
I grant my power unto you.
It's like, what is that? And then it screams, and then
you
you
can't
move,
move.
and then it's just walking toward you.
Dude, it was such a great idea because when
Bring
you
it back.
when you can't move, it's like
You are helpless.
immersive.
Yeah,
Right?
You're trying everything. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe if I wiggle more, and it's just nothing. And then they get
Feels
on
like
you
a
and they start,
nightmare
like,
when you're
eating your-
trying to run away and you're running through molasses.
Why don't you do that anymore, Nintendo? Are you afraid you're gonna your 6-year-old audience? That's what it is. They're probably like, we don't want to
With this power
terrorize
I've given,
6-year-olds who play the
a
game.
deep
I mean,
bond has
well,
been
right.
forged between us.
And like The rate of young people having heart attacks is higher now than it was in the 90s.
I think that has to do more with overweightness.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So they don't want to scare them too bad.
got it.
Nintendo kills fat children.
It's the news article.
And then a week later, they run a correction on like the very bottom of the site that's like, heart disease was a contributing factor.
Oh, long ago, my
Oh, we
people
don't wanna
known
watch
as the
all the
Zonite
story.
Came down from the heavens to the surface of the world. It was said they were descendants
Is this
of
skippable?
gods. Well, this is actually lore. They bore treasures from these same gods, secret stones. See, capable
Lore.
of amplifying the abilities of those who possess them.
It said sacred stones.
Using the knowledge of the Zonai, my younger brother Rauru
Peter,
Using the
I'm gonna
knowledge
slap
of the
you.
Zone, my younger brother, Rira, became a great leader.
He was not following the Prime Directive.
Rira gifted Samyi the sacred stones.
Together they saw. Yeah, if you know Star Trek, like it's like don't interact with the people on this planet. And Rauru is like, I'm gonna go be in charge.
Yeah. You know
I'm gonna
what?
show them all I'm a god, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take over. Also, I'm gonna marry the hottest girl there is.
Yeah. And then y'all's culture is gonna be my culture.
Statues, everything. Zonai. What about Hylian? Shut up.
Nope. Not anymore.
Killed Queen Sonia and stole her secret stone.
Oh, that did happen.
Secret stone, Ganondorf transformed into
Oh
the
yeah.
King.
Hottie fell down.
How did he fell
Then
down?
created
Hottie.
swarms of
Oh,
monsters
Hottie
and
fell
attacked.
down. They said, how did he fall down?
There were memes all over the place immediately about like how doofy Rauru looked and how
Evil power driving
mega
the
babe
monsters forward
Sonia
stabbed.
was?
Sonia was. Yeah.
Defenders
It's just
were
like,
on the
yeah,
brink of defeat.
whoops.
A little, hey, they're just trying to show you that even if
Came
you're a
up with
doofy
plan
guy,
to turn the tide
you
of
have
the world.
qualities
Well, I was confused
as long as you have superpowers.
because like Raru's sister, I was like,
To
shouldn't
warriors with exceptional
shouldn't
abilities.
Raru's girlfriend
They
look like
became
that?
sages and united
Well, yeah,
in an
you know,
effort
you
to
think
finally defeat
you
the
think that
Demon
they
King.
maybe they weren't really like gonna try to
Rauru
like
and the sages
co-generate a
outnumbered the Demon
species.
King
Yeah.
and should have
Maybe
been
they
able
were
to
just like
stop
we
him.
really just like each other.
Yeah.
You know?
A
However,
symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe it wasn't romantic. Maybe it was just like man's best friend. She was like his pet. He was like, "Oh, you're this lower life form. I'll just pat you on the head and I'll give you a secret stone too."
A long time ago, they dudes had
able
like
to withstand his
platonic
strength.
relationships that were like commitments, where it'd be like,
Yeah.
you get a job, I get a job, we'll share a house.
Fight
It's
appeared
cheaper.
all but lost.
You're in charge of grocery shopping, I'll cook. Or whatever.
Ba-ba.
It's like, that's pretty smart.
I feel like that would have been us, like in the 1900s. You'd be like, "Yeah, see, Peter, I'll go do the grocery shopping, and you go down to the baseball
Wait, the
museum."
1900, like when we were born?
I meant the early 1900s.
Oh, okay. Dude, take a bath.
I meant the 19-aughts.
You're
How
so
about
He committed himself to
Grungy.
one final
Well,
act.
he just got done fighting.
Dude, Zelda, take a shower.
They're dirty. I made them dirty. Oh. This is actually the cool version of the scene. Right? You
Yeah.
actually see it.
Yeah.
That pride will be your downfall, Ganondorf.
What?
Pride
What?
cometh before the fall.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Oh. I've seen this hand before.
Yeah, he turned around to... Ooh, here's where it happens. Here's where he's like, you know what? I'll give up my arm to hold him in place.
I can't move. Oh, his third eye is opened. It symbolizes something.
Ooh,
my
the
heart.
theme just played like wrong. Like the gross harmonies.
But are you ready to pay the price for this?
Don't be so smug. I
Don't
know
be so smug.
exactly what it will cost me.
An arm and a leg. But it's half off today.
Oh.
So it'll just cost me an arm.
Thousands of years will pass on the blink of an eye. You only delay the inevitable.
You're right.
You know what I have to figure
Years
out?
from now,
Hearing
someone
these
will
themes
appear with a
together,
sword
that
seals the darkness.
you know, the weird
Yeah.
sound.
Bum,
I wonder if
bum,
it's like
bum, bum.
Ganondorf's theme mixed with Rauru's theme, or
Oh.
Ganondorf's theme, because dun 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 dun. I feel like that's in there.
Yeah. Or like Rauru's theme played in Ganondorf's mode.
Yeah. Oh, my noodle hair is now root hair. Hey, it's like the statue that we have over by Kilton.
Yeah. How awkward. So, tell me about your childhood. Like, what if they were both awake and had to talk, but they just couldn't move their bodies?
Couldn't move.
So
At one point, his body breaks off and just the hand is left.
yeah, that's true.
Aha.
It's like he dies, but the hand keeps glowing and glowing and
You know,
glowing
this tragedy.
and glowing.
As the Imprisoning War. Nintendo, please give me another Hyrule Warriors Imprisoning War.
Yeah,
I want that.
they come with so many great cutscenes. Those Hyrule Warriors games,
The game is just fun. It's a different kind of game. It's an arcade game.
right? But it really fleshes out a lot of story too, which is enjoyable.
Vanished from your hand at the Temple of Time. From
Those-
there, it traveled into distant past. Yeah, we figured that out.
Those games come out, I like to just go to Beard Bear's channel and watch all the cutscenes in a row.
It's true.
You're saying that sword traveled through time the same way you did?
Yes. Okay. Now you're just being redundant.
Yeah, they both went
We're
back
gonna go ahead and.
the same way, backward.
Oh, she was back in time the whole time. Laid
Oh.
groundwork for guiding you, and Zelda felt that she was gonna help you, and all of that stuff. Then you got the Master Sword. Go now, and you will smite Ganon.
Okay, fine. We can do it.
Bum bum. Bum 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 bum.
Hey,
you hear
that's
that?
kind of a big box checked in the old You Choose How We Play Tears of the Kingdom.
That's true. That's all the sages, man.
Trail of the Master Sword. Complete!
Because we got it already. You did hear that Hyrule Castle theme a little bit when when Rauru was attacking, right? What's this guy on this side do? The one over there, you can trade stuff to get.
You get those arrow tips.
Temper Zonite, minion. You have wholehearted thanks, but you are a special case of special weapons and equipment with you. I'll be up to you to find a Zonite. Oh, what? I didn't know you could do this.
Oh, yeah, I talked to this guy and I was like, nah, and didn't.
None of these things are good.
Well, they're good, but not at this point in the game.
Yeah, no. At this point, they're bad.
I'd rather get the arrow tips, because those are like hard to.
Did you know that
Grind
when
for.
you get all of the battery upgrades, you can spend your Zonite to your charges to buy the stuff that normally comes out of the gumball machines?
I think you can right now.
If you go to that guy?
If you just go to the gumball machines.
No. The Zonite charges. Sorry, the crystallized charges. So like when you turn in all of these and you get all of your battery
Wait, can you
upgraded,
hold those?
Double? No, you can't hold them. But when you double up so it's all blue,
Right.
and you talk to one of those guys that gives you more batteries, they actually sell you Zonite
Oh,
equipment. in
like
exchange.
the gumball machines. Got it. Okay.
But they sell, you can choose which ones for how much.
Did you do that? I've got 5 blue batteries.
I
right
have
now,
not done that yet,
and 3
but
green.
I heard it's a thing. This is a really cool room. There should have been stuff. This is the room where if this was a Kickstarter, each of those holes would have like a message from one of the people who like
Contributed
helped.
$500 or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nintendo will ever try to crowdfund something. I would imagine people would get quite mad if they did that.
I mean, maybe.
Because they have more cash than, I don't know, everyone.
Yeah, but if they crowdfunded, it would give people an opportunity to be a part of the building of it. And it would also kind of give people a chance to finally have a voice in what they make.
Yeah, especially if they're like stretch goals where they're like, we're not going to put this in the game unless you whatever.
Yeah. Well, hey, we did it. We cheesed the rest of this, and we beat the rest of this, and so now it's time for other stuff that we're going to do.
Ooh.
If you want to see maybe perhaps a different time where we took some comments from you guys and did it, there's a video on the screen right now that you will probably like if you liked this video all the way up to this point.
Yeah, click on it and we'll meet you over there. In the basement.